People from around the world have filmed mythical creatures no one believed were real, and now those videos are going viral. Winged beasts in the sky, mysterious cryptids in forests, and shocking sea creatures. Ooh. Get ready to witness these unbelievable sightings. Ooh. What this man spotted one evening will leave you stunned. Filmed in Dallas, Texas in 2018, the footage shows a massive dragon perched on top of a radio tower. Even from a distance, its size was unmistakable. Then, it stretched its massive wings and took off. The cameraman captured it clearly, though it's not certain if others on the busy street below noticed the dragon or not. Apart from the location or year, there's no other information available about this. Shocking cave remains. A group of explorers may have found proof that this mythical creature once existed. In a cave in the Nepalese Himalayas, they discovered what seemed to be the remains of a massive beast. It had enormous bones, razor-sharp claws, and a skeletal frame over 50 feet long. The remains matched the descriptions of a dragon, but some people in the group believed it could be a dinosaur. After they shared the footage online, the paleontologists confirmed it wasn't a dinosaur at all, leaving only one possibility. They had discovered a real dragon's remains. Dragon sighting. On May 21, 2021, a man named Alejandro Morales from Barcelona, Spain, an astrophile, someone who is fascinated by the sky, captured something he never could have imagined. As the lightning lit up the sky, it revealed what looked exactly like a dragon. Its long body, massive wings, and long tail were unmistakably like the mythical creature. Alejandro couldn't believe what he was seeing. In all his years of sky gazing and filming storms, he had never seen such a terrifying sight before. But that was the last time he spotted the dragon. Dragon sea creature. While hiking through the Jiuzhaigou Valley in China, a traveler named Mark spotted a bizarre creature in the lake. It was pale, with a head that looked unmistakably like a dragon, and the rest of its body was long and snake-like, but with limbs. Although he was used to seeing diverse creatures during his hiking trips, he was deeply unsettled by this one. So, Mark did not dare step in the water, and even avoided every water body in the area. Dragon surprise. A mythical creature shocked everyone by appearing over a town in England. The town was Farnworth, near Bolton, a place believed to be haunted by the legendary Bolton dragon in the Middle Ages. It used to hunt the locals and livestock until a knight named Sir Robert de Bolton defeated it. In 2018, a dragon appeared again. It was flying high in the cloudy sky, gliding over the town. The residents were confused and terrified, speculating that it could be a descendant of the dragon defeated by Sir Robert, or an entirely different beast altogether. Sea beast. A couple was boating on Lake Champlain in North America, recording themselves while enjoying the experience. That's when the camera caught an unusual creature that had emerged from the water behind them. Startled, they turned back to see what it was. The creature's long neck was above the surface, looking eerily similar to the famous Loch Ness Monster sighting. After a few moments, it slipped back into the water. The couple was so unsettled that they no longer felt safe, so they stopped recording and went back to the shore. Do you think it really was the legendary beast? Shocking discovery. The following video shows one of the most bizarre sightings ever. In 2021, a man named Martin Solis went to the Shiloh Lagoon in Nicaragua to spend some time near nature. But nature ended up revealing a shock to him. There was a strange creature on top of the rocks. Its skin had a weird pinkish tone, with long, silvery hair and a terrifying face. Its upper body was humanoid, but its long tail was clearly fish-like. It thrashed its tail before diving back into the water. After seeing it, Martian thought he had filmed a real mermaid. Mysterious flying creature. You should definitely see this shocking footage. In 2017, a man filmed a massive flying creature in Zhangjiajie National Forest Park in China. It was flying between the park's towering sandstone pillars. Its bat-like wings and huge body made it look exactly like a dragon. When he uploaded the footage, many viewers were convinced it was the real thing. But paleontologists thought it might be a pterodactyl, a group of flying reptiles that lived among dinosaurs. But they were long extinct, and their wing shape was much different. So, maybe it really was a dragon. Mysterious pale creature. 2 years ago, a park ranger named Ren Sato was on his routine patrol in Japan's Aokigahara forest when he found one of the most bizarre creatures. Its head was too large for its pale body. The creature almost looked alien-like, and its half-open eyes gave no sign of life. What confused him even more was that Sato had patrolled this area for 12 years and had never seen anything like it. When he reported it to his supervisor, he told him to discard it and forget it ever happened, which was really suspicious. Cave horror. A group of explorers were inside the man-made Hounsgill Caves in County Durham, England, when they discovered a narrower tunnel that didn't look man-made. They entered it and spotted massive hatched eggs. As they were examining them, a terrifying creature emerged, so they immediately ran out of the cave. When they looked back inside, they found the creature staring at them. It looked like a cave worm, a territorial mythical creature able to burrow through solid rock. Legend says those entering its lair never return, but lucky for them, they had escaped just in time. Hodag sighting. While working in Brazil's Amazon rainforest, a logger discovered a dense patch of trees and decided it would be a good spot to start cutting. As he went further, he noticed a row of thick, curved spines in the distance. He moved closer for a better view. That's when he saw a massive creature. Its bizarre head was almost as large as the rest of its body. He realized it was the Hodag. It did not try to hide either, as if this was its territory. He quickly filmed the creature and left, not wanting to draw its attention. Winged horror. A massive creature flew over the Footprints Beach Resort in the Philippines, and no one could believe what they were seeing. It happened in 2017, when it emerged from the mountains in broad daylight. The closer it came, the more terrifying it looked. It had massive bat-like wings, far larger than any bird, and a strange humanoid body with a huge head and a long tail, just like a gargoyle. People were screaming, and some even tried to call the resort authorities. But before help could arrive, the winged monster flew back into the mountains, and that was the last time it was spotted in the area. Mythical surprise. While vacationing in Crothers Woods, Toronto, Peter Jones was filming the serene forest around him when he captured the most magical sight of his life. A pure white unicorn appeared and trotted across the field before vanishing into the trees. It appeared so suddenly, it felt as if it had materialized from thin air. At first, he thought he was just imagining things, but seeing the footage made him realize he had actually seen a unicorn. Although he wasn't able to find it again, at least he would go home with one of the most exciting core memories. Massive winged beast. After a hiker uploaded this video, it quickly went viral. Two friends were trekking through the Carpathian Mountains in Europe when they spotted a massive winged creature in the distance. Its wings were outstretched, shaped like those of a bat with sharp, bony tips, and its skin was a dull gray. But when they noticed its head, that's when it finally clicked that what they were seeing was a dragon, because its head was reptilian. It was so enormous, it could be seen clearly from far away. After that, they didn't go any further, and when they shared the footage, viewers went wild over their discovery. Medieval creature sighting. In Mexico in 2018, people driving down the road got a terrifying surprise when a strange creature perched on a tree branch. It had long, spider-like legs and massive bat-like wings. Its body looked eerily similar to the gargoyles that were carved into medieval buildings. After some time, it spread its wings and took off into the sky. People were convinced they had just seen a real creature from medieval legends that had somehow survived into the present day. Mermaid sighting. Australia has always been famous for its incredible diversity of creatures, but in 2007, a diver named Charlotte Bennett saw something far more shocking. She was deep in the Great Barrier Reef, filming the colorful fish, when a much bigger and stranger form appeared. It had the long fishtail and the upper body of a human. This creature was unmistakably a mermaid, but she did not swim close enough to reveal her face. When Bennett shared the video, it shocked marine experts and excited those who believe in mythical creatures. Terrifying sighting. Residents of Carbondale, Pennsylvania, kept hearing strange noises after dark from the nearby woods. Thinking it might be a wild animal that may have gotten too close to homes, they alerted wildlife officials. But what they found was nothing like an animal. Their flashlight shone upon a terrifying, pale face. It had dark eyes that were locked on them. Then, it moved really fast and went out of sight. The men tried to find it again, but the creature was too elusive. So they returned, but didn't tell the residents anything to avoid causing fear. Unfortunately for them, 2 years later, the footage was leaked by a whistleblower, which led to people believing they had spotted a Bigfoot.
What was that?
Mysterious sea creature.
See it?
This viral video has more than 3 million views because it shows something truly strange. It was uploaded on the YouTube channel of film producer Connell Malarkey. He and his team were out filming in Lough Foyle, Ireland, when a massive creature swam past their boat. The way the water rippled made it clear that whatever was moving beneath the surface was huge. They guessed it could be a whale, but crew member Matthew, who was closer, swore it wasn't a whale. So if it wasn't that, what could it be? Could it be a mythical monster? Let me know in the comments.
What is that?
Fishing surprise. In 2010, a group of fishermen out in the Indian Ocean near the coast of Mozambique, Africa, thought they had found a prize catch. They spotted something large moving under the water and assumed it was a giant catfish. But when they hauled up the net, they were shocked. A hand was poking out from the net, and it looked eerily human. Inside the net, the figure's upper body seemed entirely human-like. They didn't get to see the rest of it because they were so shocked that they immediately released the net. They were convinced it was a mermaid and later regretted not taking it to land for proof. Unidentified creature. No man dared to go too far into the Hoia Baciu forest in Romania, but this hiker did, and it turned out to be a big mistake. He found an unidentified creature letting out weeping sounds. It had a human-like torso, unnaturally long and slender limbs, and a gray body. It sat motionless on the trail, and when the man walked closer, it let out a piercing screech. The footage cut off abruptly, and no one knows what happened to him next. Mysterious giant. In 2016, a Spanish skier was at the Aramon Formigal ski resort in the Pyrenees, northeastern Spain, when he had the fright of his life. He spotted a giant white figure moving through the snow. Although the figure's body had white fur like a polar bear, the way it walked was really unusual. So, he snapped its photo and posted it online. The image instantly went viral, and many people were convinced it was a Yeti. A few days later, the owners of the resort confirmed they had searched the area and could not track the beast. But even after their statement, some still go searching for it. Strange sea creature. Marine biologists captured one of the most confusing sights ever. In a lake within the boreal forest in Alaska, they noticed white shape gliding in the water. At first, they thought it was chunks of snow floating, but after observing it, they realized it was slithering in a slow, precise manner. Whatever it was, it didn't resemble any animal from that region or anywhere around the world. After trying to come up with answers, they started wondering if it could be something far more mysterious, like the Loch Ness Monster, which is known for its long neck. Horned serpent sighting. While working on an excavation at an abandoned site in rural Cambodia, a worker noticed an odd creature among the ruins. It was a pale creature with a dragon-like head and a long snake body. It had a pair of tall horns on his head. He was so shocked that he stopped what he was doing and started recording it, and he couldn't decide if it was a mutated snake or something far more mysterious. Sasquatch close-up. A cryptozoologist had traveled to countless forests in search of proof of Sasquatch, and one day, he finally found it. It was in the Cascade Forest in Washington. He found the Sasquatch peeking from behind a tree, its face partially hidden by the leaves. It was covered in thick brown fur. Its black eyes locked directly onto the camera, yet it made no move to charge at him. He didn't want to make it angry, so he just recorded the encounter and left quietly, taking with him the clearest evidence he had ever captured. Shocking expedition encounter.
Biologist Dr. Paul Robertson and joined by Dr. Torsten Schmidt. He was the lead geologist on a submarine crew that recorded on March 6th of this year the astonishing footage we just watched.
While exploring the Greenland Sea, a submarine crew found what could be proof of another intelligent being. The expedition was led by marine biologist Dr. Paul Robertson and geologist Dr. Torsten Schmidt. While Dr. Schmidt was recording, a pale hand with webbed fingers suddenly appeared outside their submarine, and followed by a brief glimpse of its face. During the interview in the Animal Plant show, they said it was the same species they'd seen previously in South Africa. When they told the authorities, they warned them not to pursue it. And soon after, Greenland authorities banned all new exploration in the area. Unidentified water creature.
Ooh.
Can you guess what this fisherman found in Lake Winnipeg, Canada? While he was boating, he spotted a mysterious creature in the water. It had an incredibly long form that was partially visible in the water. Its thick body stretched at least 10 feet. Surprisingly, the man wasn't afraid of it despite the size, as he was calmly caressing its back. However, he couldn't identify what it was, because it was too large to be a freshwater eel, and the Loch Ness Monster was believed to be extremely elusive. So, could he have discovered a completely new species? Exploration nightmare. You'll be shocked to see what this man found in an abandoned house. Urban explorer James Harris was wandering through one of the most isolated ruins in Whitby, England on March 14th, 2021. That's when he spotted a tiny black creature on the wall. It had massive ears and glowing eyes. It resembled a gremlin, which was a tiny creature said to appear only after dark because light was dangerous to them. Startled, Harris turned and ran, because if it really was a gremlin, it was best avoided, because gremlins were known for their mischievous nature. Serpent deity. Ten years ago, a man traveled to Nagarkot Hill Station in Nepal, where he saw a creature he never expected to see in real life. So he started recording it, but kept a safe distance. It had the upper body of a human and lower body of a massive serpent. The creature looked exactly like the Nagas, mythical serpent deities from Hindu and Buddhist folklores. Shockingly, this happened in August of 2015, the same month as the festival Nag Panchami, when Hindus give offerings to worship Nagas. Believing it could be one of those mythical entities, he left it undisturbed and cautiously walked away.
Ijo-ijo kayak ulat ya.
Mysterious winged creature. In 2013, a father in the UK was filming his kids as they played in a friend's garden. That's when they came across one of the most unexpected and unbelievable creatures. While exploring plants in the pond, the kids spotted delicate wings on the bark of a tree. Then the creature moved into view. Its tiny body was shockingly human-like and had wings like a fairy. The sight surprised the kids so much that they ran. They believed it was a fairy, but the father wanted more logical answers. So he posted the video online asking if it was an insect, but even the viewers were confused.
Oh my god!
Terrifying cryptid chase.
Holy shit.
When explorer Daniel Jones traveled to the Ocala National Forest in Florida, he expected to see animals like deers that are commonly found there. But he encountered something terrifying. Suddenly, a black creature charged at him from the woods. He immediately ran to escape it. In the shaky video, the creature appeared to have an ape-like body covered in black fur. But the forest only has the small monkey, not gorillas or apes. It wasn't even big enough for a full-grown Bigfoot, which leaves only two possibilities. It could either be a juvenile Bigfoot or a skunk ape, which is much smaller. Biking gone wrong. In 2019, a man was biking through a narrow trail in Kaniksu National Forest, Idaho, when a massive beast suddenly walked out of the side bushes. It ran across the path and disappeared to the other side. The rider was so startled that he immediately stopped, nearly crashing into the bushes. He turned his bike around and went in the opposite direction, desperate to get away. Only when he was safely away did he realize that he might have witnessed a Bigfoot. Shocking sighting. Here's a shocking sighting from Aspen, Colorado, USA. A wildlife photographer was out exploring the area to capture different sights when he spotted a massive black figure in the distance. Even from far away, it looked huge, with a dark ape-like body, which was really strange because apes are not found in this region, and it walked eerily like a human. He filmed it quietly, then returned to the resort and asked authorities if such animals existed there, but their answer was no, which deeply unsettled him about what he'd seen. Mysterious carcass. What is that creature? In 2013, oil workers in a Venezuelan jungle were surveying land for a new drilling site when they came across a bizarre carcass. It was hairless, with pale skin and a gaping mouth full of sharp teeth. There were signs of struggle on the carcass because its tail was detached and its body had marks, as if from the horns of another beast. They didn't touch it. Instead, they filmed it and continued their survey. When one of them posted the footage online, it quickly gained the interest of cryptozoologists, who said it could be the cryptid Chupacabra. Shocking sighting. When wildlife biologist Thomas Wilson was surveying Redwood Valley Forest in California, he came across a creature he never expected to see. At first glance, it looked like a strange breed of a wild dog, but its gray body, elongated face, and unusually slender limbs were unlike anything he had studied. As it walked, it turned to stare at him, then calmly moved back the way it came. Thomas was relieved it did not charge at him, but he was still deeply unsettled, because the creature looked exactly like the mythical Chupacabra, something he never believed could actually be real. Mythical bird. Look at this unusual bird a woman found right after a thunderstorm. In the small town of Helena, Montana, the woman stepped outside her home and spotted a massive bird resting in her yard. Its face was like an eagle, but its body was far larger than any bird she had ever seen. Since she was an avid believer in the supernatural, she was certain it was a Thunderbird, a legendary creature said to create storms with its powerful wings, but her family refused to let her keep it, so she had to set it free the next day. Terrifying tiny creature. In 2019, a man was near the restroom in General San Martin Park in Argentina when he spotted a screeching creature on a nearby boulder. It was pale, small, and absolutely terrifying. As he watched, the creature suddenly jumped off the rock and crawled quickly behind a wall, vanishing from sight. Its unsettling behavior and appearance made him believe it was a goblin, and he knew no one would have believed his story if he had not captured the encounter on video. Mermaid sighting. On the 20th of October, 2013, a family was boating in Mallorca, Spain. They were recording the scenic view when they spotted a pale figure on a distant rock. When they zoomed in, they saw a shocking form that looked like a mermaid, with a humanoid upper body and a fishtail. At first, they thought it might be a prop, but after reaching shore and stabilizing the footage, they realized it was moving. This meant what they had captured might just be a real mermaid sighting. Thrashing dock creature. A man in Port Townsend, Washington was on the dock to secure his boat when he spotted a terrifying creature near the edge. Unsure what to do, he pulled out his phone and began recording. It was neither fish nor humanoid. It was something in between. The creature dragged itself forward on its arms while its thick tail thrashed wildly. Moments later, it slipped into the water with a splash. Later, he showed the footage to other dockhands, and one of them admitted he'd seen the same thing before, but still had no idea what it was. Bizarre carcass.
Where the hell did you find that thing?
Last year, a guy from Brighton, England, had taken his cat out for a walk. Suddenly, his cat started acting strange and ran. He followed it, and that's when he found the strangest sight. It was a decomposed carcass unlike anything he'd seen. It was slender, with visible ribs, long hair, and limbs that made it look eerily humanoid. However, it was far too small to be a person, which made it clear that the carcass belonged to a mysterious creature. The sight was so unsettling that he recorded it, and then left it there for someone else to deal with.
Man, why don't you bring home rats instead?
Terrifying goat man. An explorer named Ethan went camping in the most secluded forest in Florida, known as Blackwater River State Forest. While exploring late at night, he saw a pair of glowing eyes staring directly at him from above a boulder. The darkness of the night hid most of its body, but he could still see the massive horns on its head. There were no goats in that area, so it couldn't be that either. That is why Ethan was so terrified that he decided to leave immediately. Later, he shared the video on Instagram, and his followers said it could have been the Goat Man. Fiery mystery. All these years, we have only heard stories of the phoenix bird, but maybe those stories weren't fictional. One night, a man noticed a bright, glowing figure on a pole. Its shape looked like a bird, but he assumed it was just light from a distant source reflecting off a bird. Suddenly, it flared its fiery wings and flew away. As it was flying, the glow slowly faded. In that moment, he realized he might have captured a real phoenix, and maybe he had witnessed its rebirth, which could explain the intense, radiant light that only lasted a few seconds. Dark figure. On the 27th of May, 2013, these friends were standing at a cliff at Cabo de Gata in Spain when they recorded this footage. From high above, they spotted a long, dark figure resting on a rock. They were curious, so they zoomed in. After some time, it leapt into the water. From that distance, the shape wasn't clear, but there they were, coming up with wild theories, including the possibility of a mermaid. But still, the footage wasn't sharp enough to confirm that, so it might have been something ordinary, like a seal. What do you think? Was it the mythical creature, or just an ordinary seal? Now, it's time for the most frightening mythical creature captured on camera. While standing at the bell tower of Granada's Mary Cathedral in Spain, a tourist spotted a terrifying creature on the red dome. After zooming in, the camera revealed a winged humanoid with enormous bat wings.
¿Qué es eso?
It kept climbing the dome until it reached the cross. After that, it perched on it and spread its wings wide, almost as if making a declaration to the city below. Moments later, it took off and disappeared from view. The footage went viral really fast, and netizens said it must have been a demonic gargoyle that had come from another dimension to deliver a warning.